everybody, I'm Chris Massey, and welcome to the Chris Massey Show here on the American Hearts Radio Network. We're coming to you live tonight from our studio here in downtown Atlanta. Now tonight I want to start the show by wishing a couple of my grandkids happy birthday. Layla Guy is 6 and Preston Guy turned 8 today. I also want to say hello to Adam Guy, Reese Guy, Emmy Guy. Who am I missing? Britton Guy that was just born here recently. Also to my grandkids over in Mississippi, Annika and Levi, and my lovely daughter Skylar and her husband Roger and his daughter Jewel. Hope you guys are all doing well tonight. Now, there's been something heavy on my heart that I'm going to have to talk about tonight. And tonight I'm going to make a public amends to one Miss Dee Dee Sealing. Now, Dee Dee Sealing was this girl that I went to elementary school and high school with. She was such a sweet girl and a cute girl, too. In 1976, she had a party over at her house. Now, my friend Tim and I were invited, so we went. We got over there, and the party's in the basement. And this is your typical 1976 early teen party. You know, the lights are kind of dim. There's black lights burning. You got the Boston album on the stereo, and it's going to play More Than a Feeling about 100 times that night. We play a little Spin the Bottle, and then when it gets really dark outside, well, we pair up to make out. Now, I'm making out with this girl on the floor over by her father's bar. I'm not going to mention any names, but Sandy, hey, honey, you know who you are. So then I reach up there, and I tug on her father's liquor cabinet, and lo and behold, it opens up. Now, he didn't really have anything good in there, but he did have some schnapps and some cream de mint, and that was enough for me to get drunk, and drunk I got. Next thing I know, I'm slugging it out with my friend Tim right in the middle of the floor of the party. Well, her father comes downstairs and he wants to know what's going on. So I told him, I said, you need to get your ass back upstairs and mind your own business. I guess it never dawned on me that he owned the house. Next thing I know, Tim and I are airborne landing out in the front yard. Now, the last thing I remember before he tossed us out was Holly Youngblood, another really sweet girl I went to high school with. And she's talking at the top of her lungs. Chris, you jackass, you've ruined the whole party. Well, looking back on it, Holly, I think I was the party that night. Now, the point I'm trying to make is this. Never let your kids have a party in your house. There's just too much liability. There was in 1976, and man, there certainly is today. If something bad happens in your house, it's going to be on Facebook in 25 seconds. And if it's really bad, you're going to be on the 11 o'clock news. So you got to remember, you got to be careful with these kids over there. In 1976, man, I tell you, parents were just too naive. You know, you think you could have a bunch of kids over in your basement and leave your liquor cabinet unlocked and nobody's going to get into trouble? They were sadly mistaken. Now, for the next 2 weeks, I sat around on pins and needles because I was sure he was going to tell my dad. But he never did. And for years, I wondered why. And then one day it dawned on me. See, if he comes over and tells my dad what happened, my dad's going to say, what in the hell is my 14-year-old son doing drinking liquor in your basement? And then he would have been the one in trouble, not me. So tonight I want to apologize to you, Dee Dee, and Holly Youngblood, and Maria Traina, and Richard Qualls, and Becky Primo, and everybody that was at that party. If I ruined it, I'm sorry. But let's face it. The only reason we're talking about your party 38 years later on a web TV show is because I was there and I got drunk. Don't worry, you ain't got to thank me. After tonight, we'll call it even. All right, we got a great show tonight. I got the lovely and talented Gina Gailey here, and a guy that's played with the likes of David Allen Coe, Waylon Jennings, and Willie Nelson, Mr. Brett Short, plus an episode of the Hippy Dippy Classic Album Review with Rachel Jordan and Leon Smoker. So get you a beer and relax. We'll be right back.
Calvary Gutter Services, LLC provides quality service to our customers. We are committed to excellence and offer a 2-year warranty on all workmanship and a lifetime clog-free warranty on all gutter cover systems. We are fully insured for your protection. We are experts in copper and half-round gutter systems, which are offered in sizes ranging from 6 inches to 8 inches. Full soffit and fascia systems can be replaced as we install gutters to avoid wood rot and ensure a job well done. We proudly offer Magnolia underdeck systems. We ensure that you are happy with the service we provide. If you need a pro, call us 678-389-7945. That's 678-389-7945. Calvary Gutter Services. Find us on the web at www.gutteratlanta.org.
Okay, we're back. My first guest tonight is a very lovely, talented singer and songwriter. I found her on Reverb Nation, listened to some of her stuff, and on one of her demos, she did a version of Loretta Lynn's You Ain't Woman Enough by Loretta Lynn. Excuse me, and I was sold right off the bat. Would you please welcome to the Chris Massey Show, Miss Gina Gailey. Hey, hon. Good to see you. So glad that you're on the show. Now, Gina, one of the things that I was really impressed with when I was listening to some of your stuff is that you don't really do what I would call new country. It's more old-style country, and you know that you got that great Loretta Lynn song on there and a Bonnie Raitt song that, by the way, you knocked out. And your original music is really good, too. So were you raised on this kind of music, or did you just kind of lean that way?
I was raised on it, dancing in the living room, listening to my parents' old records. So definitely the old country is always going to be with me.
Okay, so they were big country music fans, I guess.
Absolutely.
All right, okay. Now, you went to Georgia State.
Graduated Georgia State.
And you studied commercial music over there, is that right?
No, I was a broadcast journalism major.
Oh, okay.
Theater minor, performance theater minor.
Oh, cool. So you're used to being on the stage, I take it.
Absolutely. Live on the stage.
Okay, so tell me how it is that you went from that, you got your degree, and you're all set to go out into the world and get a real job, and you decide to be a musician instead. I know your parents must have been very happy about that.
They actually were. They were always supportive of me. It was always in the back of my head. I said, I'm going to go to college, get my degree. I did. I worked as a sportscaster here in Atlanta for many, many years and loved what I did. But my passion is music. I want to be on the stage, and I want to bring that to the people. So. Okay.
All right, now I've seen some of your videos. You've got a really tight band, good band, and
thank you.
And being a solo performer myself, I know how important it is to have a good band. You know, to get out there and make you sound really good. So, tell me some of the places have you played, and have you done some work in Nashville before? I understand.
In and out of Nashville every couple of months. I work with a studio there, Mark Dreher. Love the guy. Sing a couple of his songs when we're out on the road. I've got a great guitar player, Joe Higgins, with me, and he's here tonight. You'll get to hear him.
Excellent. Looking forward to that.
We've played all over. We've opened for Bo Bice, Ricky Skaggs, and got another big one coming up.
Yes. Now, why don't you tell everybody out there what you got coming up?
Well, we haven't formally made the announcement yet.
Okay, here it is.
Wait for tonight.
This is an exclusive right here on the Chris Massey Show. Go ahead, Gina.
We're pretty excited, and you want to talk about old school to old stuff, and this is one guy that really likes the old school stuff, Jamie Johnson.
Jamie Johnson, one of my favorites, and you're going to be playing with him in Montgomery, Alabama. Is that right?
October 5th.
Wow, and I understand that he personally invited you to come to this thing. Is that right?
He did.
Oh man, well that's a big deal. That is a big deal, and
we are super excited.
I will be hoping to see some video of that when you do the show.
We will absolutely have the cameras rolling on
that.
And
and what month is that? You're going to be there?
October 5th.
October the 5th. Okay.
It's a Sunday.
All right, so you're going to do a tune for me tonight?
Yeah, we're going to do one that I wrote back 2006, I believe. Is It You? It's a slow song, which, if you know me, I like to do a lot of fast-paced, upbeat songs, but this is one that we have a music video coming out on soon.
All right. Well, Joe, why don't you come on up, and we'll get you set up here and let you do a tune for us.
This Is It You is a video production team is working on it right now. By the end of the month, it should be out. We'll have another big announcement.
Oh, cool.
About the video. We got someone pretty cool in it, pretty cool local celebrity. So
okay.
we're very excited.
We look forward to that. And like I told you, if you would like to showcase that video here on the show, just get it to us, and we'll be happy to play it for you. We certainly will. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to you guys. And this is Gina Gailey and Joe, and let's hear what you guys got.
All right. Thank you. Thinking of you and loving him, wondering what could have been. He still have a picture of me. Both keep thinking, was it meant to be? The timing was off, it just wasn't right. Just didn't think it was worth the fight. You with her and I was with him. How would we know these feelings?
even see your face in my sleep. Now when I wake, oh, how I weep. Is it you who makes me whole? We don't know if love can grow. We weren't sure, we never been there before. Do we take the chance to let it go? Maybe it's time to let love grow. Is it you who makes me whole? I wanna know. Is it you who makes me whole? We're too scared to say that we care, even after all that we shared. Now I know and now I see that we were meant to be. Now I know you make me whole. Now I know that love can grow. We weren't sure, we never been there before. But we took the chance and let it go. Maybe it's time to let love grow. Yes, it's you who makes me whole. Oh, now I know. Yes, it's you who makes me whole.
All right.
Thank you.
Gina Gala, everybody. Gina Gala, you got to come back and see me
Thanks.
again. Good luck with the
Absolutely.
big show with Jamie Johnson.
Thank you,
Thanks
thank
for coming
you.
out, Joe. We'll be right back.
Scottdale Metal Products, your family-owned and operated gutter supply house since 1971. Wholesale prices are available to the public and we offer worldwide shipping. See our full catalog: gutters and coil, downspout, elbows, end caps and miters, outlets, debris protection, hangers K-style, hangers half round, and many other accessories. Look us up on the web at scottdalemetal.net. That's scottdalemetal.net. Give us a call at 770-922-1330. That's 770-922-1330. Scottdale Metal Products Incorporated, 1520 Parker Road Southeast, Conyers, Georgia, 30094. Scottdale Metal Products is a proud sponsor of the Chris Massey Web TV Music Show on AmericanHeartsRadio.com.
Hi, I'm Rachel Jordan, and welcome to the Hippy Dippy Classic Album Review. I'm joined by acclaimed rock critic Leon Smoker. Leon, how are you doing tonight?
And I'm doing good.
All right, good. Tonight we're reviewing the 1975 epic record release Ted Nugent. This was Ted's first solo album after leaving the Amboy Dukes. The album made it all the way to number 30 on the Billboard charts, and the single, Hey Baby, made it to number 72 on the Billboard Top 100. The album's first track, Stranglehold, put Ted on the map as a serious contender for rock's top spot in the 1970s. The album would eventually sell 2 million copies and make Ted a must-see touring act during the era. Leon, what is your take on the Ted Nugent album?
Well, I was over at Stacy Ferguson's house, and she was having a party, and we were upstairs, and about 5 or 6 of us, and we were smoking some weed, you know. And
Wait a minute. How old were you in 1976?
I was 14.
And you were already smoking weed?
Yeah.
So how old are you now?
I'm 52.
Leon, that means you've been smoking weed for 38 years.
Hey, wow, man, that's a long time. Can I do the review now?
Go ahead.
All right. So we were up there, and Rick Manton puts on the Ted Nugent album, and Stranglehold comes on. Man, that was the first time I'd ever heard a hollow body Gibson coming through a Fender amp. It was the first spiritual experience of my life.
Could you explain what that means, please?
What I mean, man, is that God came in the room.
God came into the room.
That's right. He was there. I can't remember if he hit the doobie or not, but he was there.
You're a real piece of work. You know that?
Unfortunately for Ted, that was the highlight of his career. He later went on to do a double platinum album, Free For All, and a triple platinum album called Cat Scratch Fever. After that, he started making some bad decisions. First thing he did was he fired his talented rhythm guitar and lead singer Derek St. Holmes. Then bassist Rod Grange left the band shortly after that. Then he put out a series of bad records, man. I mean, he had this single in 1979 called The Wango Tango. This is one of the worst songs ever played on commercial radio. I mean, man, it's right up there with the Captain and Tennille's Muskrat Love and Paul Anka, You're Having My Baby. Then after that, in the 80s, he joined this band called the Damn Yankees. They had former members of Styx and Night Ranger. Well, that alone ought to tell you how bad that band sucked. So today, unfortunately, Ted is more political than he is musical. And that's a shame. Come on, Ted. Who's going to take you serious about politics, man, when your biggest hit was a song about catching a venereal disease? So you got to make up your mind, man. Do you want to be on Fox News talking about stuff you know nothing about? Or do you want to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where people appreciate your song about venereal disease?
I can't believe they've been making me do this show with someone who's been smoking weed for 38 years.
Well, it could be a hell of a lot worse.
How's that?
You could be doing this show with Ted Nugent.
You know, that's a good point, Leon. Why don't you take us out?
All right, join us next time on the Hippy Dippy Classic Album Review, when we will be looking at the possibility that if Paul McCartney dies before Ringo's star, that Ringo's going to put together a band and tour as the Beatles. Until next time, I'm Leon Smoker.
And I'm Rachel Jordan.
See you next time.
The Brickyard. Come visit the Brickyard. Best food in Green Cove Springs at 414 Walnut Street, Green Cove Springs, Florida. Give them a call, 904-228-3371 at 414 Walnut Street, Green Cove Springs, Florida. 904-228-3371.
All right, for being a guest on the Chris Massey Show, Gina Gailey and Brett Short will both get a 6-month supply of Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat, and a case of turtle wax. Just see Al, no, you're Al. See Ray, the security guard, down in the lobby, and he will get you your door prizes. Give it up for Al, my engineer over there. How you doing tonight, Al? You doing okay?
How's it going?
All right. My next guest, I met this guy way back in 1987 when I was recording at OB Studios over in Smyrna, Georgia. He's played with the likes of David Allen Coe, worked with Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Neil Young, you name it, man. He's a great guitar player and a steel guitar player as well. Would you please welcome to the Chris Massey Show, Mr. Brett Short. Hey, there you are, man. Yeah, I've been looking for you. I thought you were hiding under a rock or something,
I'm
man.
glad the facility would let me out for a couple hours to come visit.
Now I got to tell you, Brett, you told me that you started playing guitar out in clubs when you were about 16. Is that right?
I did.
Now, I've always asked this question when I see people that play as effortlessly as you do. Did it come easy for you when you got started, or did you really have to work at it?
I used to practice constantly. It was constant practice. I had a guitar in my hand all the time.
Is that right?
I'd slip out of the house when I was 15, 16 years old and go down to Stewart Avenue and play.
So these guys will let you in and let you sit in with them?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I know you told me you did some playing down at Richards and Ray Lee's on Ponce de Leon.
Yeah,
and you actually know my uncle, God rest his soul, Ronnie March and the Sounds of the Time.
Sure.
He was a pretty big act playing down there in those days.
He was.
And so you did that, and then you got your big break. And tell me about that big break, the first one you got.
Well, I was playing with various bands around town. Playing all genres of music. I was playing in blues bands, rock bands, country bands. The list goes on. In 1984, I was offered the job to play guitar with Bertie Higgins.
Oh, okay.
Who had a massive hit at the time, Key Largo.
Right, that was number one, right?
Yeah, it sure was. No, that was cool. So I got to see a real nice side of life there at a pretty young age. Mm-hmm.
Big tour bus, nice hotels, the whole deal.
It was wonderful.
Sold out crowds every night.
It was wonderful.
Oh man, that's the dream right there, man.
We were living the dream, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot from Bertie. I talk to Bertie quite often now, and
So I imagine Birdie's still getting checks off that song.
Yeah. Yeah, he will. I imagine he will.
Yeah.
Forever.
There you go.
But he, yeah, he's got a new CD out that's
Oh, okay. Cool.
got a little country flair to it.
Oh, all right. So after Birdie, you get a gig with David Allan Coe.
Yeah.
Now, David Allan Coe, when you talk about some of the most notorious musicians out there, David's name is going to come up pretty quick.
Usually first on the list.
First on the list, yeah. I have seen him say some things on stage that that I would be embarrassed if somebody was saying in private.
I have seen those things firsthand.
Exactly. So you played with him for 3 years.
Yeah.
And this was in the 80s, correct?
In the 80s.
And this is when that song, You Don't Have to Call Me Darling, kind of showed up again.
Well, yes.
And became a big hit. And
well, he had hits like The Ride.
Right.
Mona Lisa Lost Her Smile.
Uh-huh.
And stuff like that during that time. And we were doing big venues. We were on tour, doing tours with Willie, doing tours with, there was a Neil Young tour. There was
Neil Young, wow.
There was a couple of Hank Jr. tours.
Okay.
The list goes on. Waylon.
Now, did you get to spend a little time with Neil Young when you were on that tour?
Yeah, I got to talk to him quite a bit. You know,
man.
He's a cool guy. I mean, he's a smart guy. I mean, he's
Yeah.
a very intelligent guy.
So I can't let you get off the show without telling me one David Allan Coe story. Now, I know you got one for me.
You're gonna hold my feet to the fire.
Come on now, yeah.
Well, okay. Well, David had an affinity for large cats.
Okay.
Jaguars and lions, and he had monkeys for a while. He had these monkeys that he carried around with him, but he had these 2 jaguars, and he decided he was going to take them on the road with him. Well, these two jaguars, the first show that we did, he left them in his stateroom, and we went inside and played the show and came back out, and it looked like a bomb had gone off in the stateroom. I mean, there was you couldn't even identify things. It was like little shrapnel. It was shrapnel. I mean, it was just little pieces of stuff. Well, the next morning, I didn't know all this had transpired until the next morning. About 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm laying in my bunk, and I hear skill saws. And I think, Lord, what is that? We're parked at the truck stop. I'm asleep in my bunk. I go back there, and we had a semi that carried, equipment in.
Right.
Well, they're the roadies, and they got a skill saw, and they're cutting the back door of the truck and putting a storm window in it. Well, they put a storm window in there, and they put the cats back there and left them just enough air where they could breathe fine, but there was enough air to where they could stick their heads out. Well, we would proceed down the road, and I would look in the driver's rearview mirror and just see people just driving off the road, looking with these massive cats. They're just looking around. So I can tell that story.
Well, the next time I'm on the road and the sheets aren't clean at the Motel 6, I'm not going to complain too much.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway. All right, so tell me what's up with Brett Short now. I know you got this band called Stone Cold Country.
Yeah, I'm playing in a band called Stone Cold Country, and we do a few new things, and we do a lot of older things, and we're staying pretty busy. Good band. It's a vocal band, which is I love.
Oh, yeah.
We do a lot of Diamond Rio kind of stuff.
Oh, excellent.
Got 3-part harmony that's locked in there.
Oh, yes, sir.
I'm doing that. My wife and I are working on a project. It's the Georgia Live Music Connection.
Yes. Now, I saw that on Facebook the other day. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, what that does is it connects the venues with the artist, whether it's bands, whether it's, not only just musical artists, but people that do websites, studios, anything involving the music business. It connects these people together.
Okay.
And what you'll be able to do is link the club and the artist, and the clubs can go to the artists can go to the clubs. Right. And that saves a lot of work.
Oh, absolutely.
As you know,
yes.
It's hard these days.
Yes.
It's very hard these
days.
Used
to, when you'd go in to get a gig, you'd go in and you'd take your press kit, and the guy would have a box over by his desk, and there'd be 100 cassettes in it. and when you leave, he's just throwing it in the box.
That's right. It just hits the
Right.
box.
So now what they do is when you call, they say, well, you need to send it to this email address, which is basically saying, don't call us, we'll call you. Because I can tell you, I've booked 2 little tours on the road these 2 past summers, and if you don't get somebody on the phone that's in charge, it ain't happening.
No, it ain't happening.
It is
they
not
want a
happening.
video, and now
That's right.
they want a video, and it's things have changed.
Absolutely.
They've just changed a lot.
Well, Brett, it was a pleasure having you on here, my friend.
Good to see you, my buddy.
I'm going to listen to that, and like I said, you told me every now and then I need a guitar player, and you're number 1 on my list right now. I'm going to give you a call.
Hey, buddy, I look forward to it.
Okay, Brett Short, everybody. We'll be right back.
This is Johnny Van Zandt from Leonard Skinner. You're listening to American Hearts Radio.
Serving Atlanta since 1998, Massey Gutters understands the challenges specific to our area. Massey Gutters is familiar with all aspects of gutters and roofing. We use only the highest quality materials. With our fully trained and professional staff, you are guaranteed to get quality service and work. References available upon request. Call us today for a free estimate. 404-314-6800. Again, that's 404-314-6800. Call Massey Gutters today. 404-314-6800.
There we are. All right, we're back. Well, Rach, that was another show tonight. What did you think of it?
Well, do you think it was really appropriate to apologize to that poor girl over the air like this?
I was thinking about that. I tried to find her on Facebook, and I couldn't find her. And I know some of these other people that I mentioned, and I was, thinking about some possible legal action because I used their name, but after we trashed the Kardashians on here so bad that night and Mayor Kasim Reed, I don't think we've got anything to worry about. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know, but you seem pretty proud of yourself anyway. So.
Well, it's always good to make things right, even if it really wasn't that big of a deal. Her father got a little carried away. If he would have stayed upstairs and minded his own business, we would have straightened it out. Tim and I were friends. We weren't going to kill each other. And the worst thing would have happened is I would have probably puked all over his white carpet down there,
Well, it's his basement. It is his business.
It is, but I guarantee you this, if she ever had another party, I bet he locked that damn liquor cabinet up. So, anyway, all right, it's been another great show here on the Chris Massey Show. We will be back on Tuesday, September the 23rd, when my guest will be Sean, the guy that books the downstairs bar at Smith's Old Bar. His last name escapes me right now, but he'll be here, and I'm going to have another guest as well. So remember, always love your woman, take life as it comes, and when you get the chance, have too much fun. We'll see you next time.